Hello and welcome to the SERP Show. This is episode number 9, Finding a Support System. This is a new episode from the rebranding phase, and I just wanted to get it out to you guys because this is a new accomplishment for me. I've been working hard at this show, trying to figure out what's right and what's been going wrong with it. I see everything's just come together. The numbers are dipping a little low, but we'll figure that out as the story goes on with the podcast and the show. And with that, you know where we start off with every time. Every single time, folks. Let me get my deep voice out. Every single time, folks. I'm gonna start off with behind the brand. Behind the brand. So we sold out of our hidden drops. That was an accomplishment. That was a huge accomplishment. I don't know any way to put it other than that we sold out, and that was a really big accomplishment for me. It felt good to sell out, and I just couldn't believe that we were able to do it. I love my supporters, and yeah, more stuff will be on the way for Element Hills. That was a big thing for me. Element Hills, Lifeguard Shack, and the Surf Show collections all on there. Even the text tees, those are inspired by this Depop guy who does goofy tees, but mine were text tees. Just a little different swing to it, you know. And with that, we're still getting over this rebranding phase. The rebranding phase is definitely, it's been a while. I took a month off, it felt like, but I had to get back in the swing of things. I had to get back in rotation, you know. It takes a while to get things going, though. It really does. Like, you just never know when the perfect time is. People steal your release dates, so you have to change it. Sometimes you don't really change it. It just depends on what really feels best to you and how you want to partake in what you're partaking in. And that's why I kind of just sat back for a little bit, wanted to see how the audience was taking it. Obviously, you guys love the merch, the clothing line. I mean, I always say merch, but it's like a clothing line / merch. Still deciding which way I want to go with it. It's originally a clothing line, though, so we're going to keep it as that. Okay, we're going to keep it as a clothing line. And then, yeah, it just gets really, really tough sometimes deciding how you're going to move about with things. With that, we're going to go over the digital product review for this month. I didn't want to kick that out of the show. I did want to kick it out, but I was like, it's just like too original to get rid of. I know some people do it and some people don't on their podcast, but for me, Society Under Rob's Perspective is still a good thing. That's why I like that. No, I'm not no Tupac. I'm not trying to get shot by saying Society Under Rob's Perspective, but it's just something that I thought that would fit with my age group and people that listen to me, my audience, I should say. Because I know most of my audience is around my age. I know there's some old heads out there that listen to me and some of the youth, but it's really like around my age for the most part. And I just say that to say this, the digital product review, everyone has one. It's a Apple Watch. Apple Watch, I got one a while back. I purchased the Apple Watch, and I mostly say it has exceeded my expectations. The slick design and comfort strap make it a joy to wear throughout the day. The touchscreen on it, is pretty dope. It's like something that you just don't really see on watches. Some fancy watches have it. I've seen like some other brands try to like replicate it, but it doesn't come off like an Apple Watch. And the navigation through the features is intuitive. Like how you can navigate through just the little twist dial on it and through different areas. It's like, how does one do that with another watch? You know, it's just, you you have to figure out, like, is Apple really the top of the game? Because I believe they are, like, with watches. Not gonna say they're better than Rolex. Maybe one day if they were to team up with Rolex and come out with something special with Rolex, that'd be kind of cool to see. That would be really cool to see. Apple times Rolex watch. They maybe have it. It's probably knockoff, but same difference. Yeah, it's probably knockoff. The fitness tracking capabilities are accurate, and I love the variety of sports modes available. Like, you can go on a walk, you can go on a hike, you can go on a jog. You can do many things with an Apple Watch, and it'll still work out for the best. That is why I really like Apple Watches. And the battery on it, let me get into this. The battery on it, the life is impressive. Lasting me through a full day without needing to charge. That is something that you just rarely see out of an Apple Watch, like, user. Like, you would expect it not to charge for the whole day, but it does. And I say rarely see out of an Apple Watch user. For me, I didn't think it would do that, but it does. They keep upgrading their system, so the system on it just gets better and better from the start to the next development that they do have. The battery, along with that, the battery is just impressive. It's just like their phones. Their phones last you a whole day, and yeah. And additionally, the smart notifications keep me updated without having to consistently check my phone. That right there is also key, because sometimes I won't have my phone on me, but the Apple Watch will be there dinging, dinging, and dinging. And it's like, how does that work? You know, how does that work? And it just does. It works out perfectly. It just works out simultaneously for me sometimes. I really wonder how it's done, but it's done professionally and correctly. And overall, the Apple Watch is a fantastic digital companion, and I highly recommend to anyone, if you need a reliable and stylish watch, check out the Apple Watch. It's a smartwatch. I don't really know too many other smartwatches right now. I'll try to bring some more onto the table, but the Apple Watch is a really good smartwatch for beginners that want to get a watch collection. That was one of my first few watches. I've had many other watches in the past, but that watch right there was my favorite because of what it did. I mean, I have some other watches that are really good watches, like the one I'm wearing. It's just like the Apple Watch is a good watch. You never really know. Don't you think so? Yeah, that's what I thought. Just shake your head. That's all you have to do. I understand. Yeah. So with that, it's just like, damn, those things are good. And that's why I love it. And with that, I'm going to get into the Madden curse. But first, before I get into the Madden curse, I'm going to put this down and show you guys a little supplement I have found. The supplement is Lion's Mane. You can get it at, oops, see, dropped the mic. But you can get it at Vitamin Shop. They're really safe. They're clean. They do the trick for you if you want to be thinking clearly and want productivity in your life. Lion's Mane is a healthy supplement. It's been around for years. It's been around for years. So this isn't some new drug that's out there on the market that I'm setting you up to fail with. I've tried it. It's a good thing. And I really feel that you should try it. I'm going to try it here. Make sure you guys know it's safe. And make sure you guys know that I'm not on bullshit. So we're going to try one. It's not a big dose or anything, but it's definitely a good amount. Go check them out at Vitamin Shop. Just go do it. We got other mics in here, but I like holding this one. But yeah, go check them out. I'm gonna eat it right now. It's like a shroom supplement, but they're really healthy. Really healthy. Very healthy. And if someone says they're not, they're lying to you. If a doctor says they're not, it's malpractice because it's a supplement. If someone else says it's not, they're lying to you and they're just trying to take advantage of you. And I will say that to tell you this. Many people try to take advantage of me. I just won't let it happen. Because that supplement is one of the best supplements that have helped me. It's natural. Bodybuilders use it. MMA fighters probably use it. Wrestlers use it. Baseball players use it. All athletes probably use that. It's sold at a vitamin shop. So it's probably the healthiest thing on the market at that point in time at that place. So you really have to think, is it bad or is it good? Because it can't be bad and good at the same time. It just can't be. You really have to think about that. And with that, Josh Allen Madden curse is what I want to dive into next. Can he beat it? Is this his year? Is this something that he can do? We're going to have to find out. Josh Allen is a phenomenal athlete that gets the job done year in and year out. And it's really tricky seeing what he does on the field because you never really know if he's going to make it to the Super Bowl, if he's not going to make it to the Super Bowl. We're always rooting for him, but we just don't know if the Bills Mafia have what it takes some years. Last year, I had him on my fantasy team. He was putting up phenomenal numbers. Then he got injured. So I hope this year he doesn't get injured. And I swear, it's just a chance with injuries. I've been injured before and I've bounced back. And so I feel like sometimes when you have an injury, it makes you better as a person. Like you go through that withdrawal of losing the game. You go through that ability of just saying, dang, I really lost it. I got to come back a little bit stronger this time, you know? It's like, how can I bounce back? This is my bounce back year. And I think that's what he's going to do. A little preparation with the Madden cover. And he's going to be doing what he has to do. Like, it's just how you partake in your activities to get you to the next step. You know, it's just like, what do you think is the best thing for you? And how can you beat it? Like, how can he beat it? And that's what I think he can do. As a sports writer, I can see him doing just over average. I don't know if they're going to make it to the Super Bowl, but with him on the Madden cover, it could be a curse or a blessing. You just never really know. You just never really know. And he has a probable chance to do it with this season coming ahead. It's just, you can't predict the future. So it's really hard to put insight in. You can look at statistics and everything that he does, and you can say that, but the numbers sometimes they never lie. But he's been on the come up. A couple seasons ago, he dropped down. He's had some bad seasons and some good seasons. I love to see where he's at now. Let me pull it up for a second. Josh Allen stats. Let's see what he has. So yeah, coming into the league, he went up his first 3 years, and then over the past 2 seasons, he's been on the come down. So in passing yards, his QBR rating has still went up. It went up from his first 3 years, and then his 4th year it went down, and then last year it went back up. So it's like a toss up because you never really know. He's stuck around the same numbers for touchdowns for a while now, and his interceptions, he's gotten better at throwing the ball. Last year they went down. His best season was probably his second season where he threw 9, but like I'll say his third in 2020 was his best. His third year in 2020 was his best year because he was doing it all that year. Last year and the year before that, it was kind of tough for him to get out there. He definitely was an MVP candidate, but you just never really know sometimes. It's really tough to grasp a hold of someone to say, yeah, he's going to do it, he's going to clutch it. You just don't know with sports. Anything goes. You're out there on the field. Like, he could be one play away from being the greatest play that's ever happened, or he could be one play away from being who knows what, you know? I'm not going too low, am I? I didn't think so. I was just saying that because, like, when you think about it a little bit, I think that he has what it takes to do it. Like in the article I wrote, you guys can go look that up on killlthatnoise.com under my sports writing profile. It's under there. You can go look it up, and you can see what I wrote about him. There's a lot of people that beat the Madden curse. There's a lot of people that haven't beat the Madden curse. And I just hope that he can figure this out for the better. Because the Madden curse is a hard thing to beat. It really is just a hard thing to beat. Yeah, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying, like, you never really know. It's just like you have to find what's best for him sometimes. Like, it's kind of tough to do. It's kind of hard to do. But I think he'll do just fine this season. And I think he'll do better than he did his last year. He's been, like I said, it's been like this and it's been like this, but sometimes people bounce back. I hope he doesn't get worse. I really hope he doesn't get worse. Because he's a phenomenal quarterback. Like, seriously, a phenomenal quarterback in the NFL. He's up there in the stature of Lamar Jackson. He's almost up there with Patrick Mahomes. Joe Burrow's catching up to him, though. So you got to watch out for that. He's like almost like a Russell Wilson almost. Like, if he doesn't make it this year, they might trade him. We don't know. I don't think the Bills Mafia will get rid of him because he's been that guy for them for a while. He's even got Brady out of town up there in New England. So it's kind of tough to see where he's going to go. You just never really know, you know? And with that, I want to bring to you hope in your life. You know, sometimes it's really hard to find hope in your life. It's so hard. Like, well, I'm going to sit back and talk about this one because hope is really hard to find. It's like you go about your life and sometimes you look for inner peace within yourself and you say, well, this is the hope and the dream that I'm shooting for. This is what I'm going for. I want to make it this way. And that's kind of what Josh Allen's going through. And this is the next topic, of course. But it just all spirals back to that Josh Allen and how it goes through that. And it spirals back to you, too. Like, I just put that in there so that you guys know that that is also part of the conversation. This conversation is something that we all look towards to find out just how exactly you can make it the right way. Hope in your life is something that's good to you, that you need to do. It's something that you want to do. And solidarity is key when you're looking for hope. You know? You have to find that inner peace within inside yourself. I'm no inspirational teacher. I just come from God's land. And just like the rest of us, this is God's land or your believer's land. Whoever you believe in, you know? Whoever you believe in. I'm not saying that like to bite off anyone's beliefs or to fight them off, but, you know, I just don't want to steer you towards an ideology that you might not believe in when I say God's land. It's just like, it could be a Allah's land. You never know. It's just what you believe in that's going to help you find hope. Excuse me. Hope in your life. Because when you find hope in your life, you start making the right decisions. You start making what's right for you. You find out, like, hey, this is what's best for me. This is what I need to do. This is what I feel is best for me. And sometimes you just make the right decisions to show, like, hey, this is what I need. This is what I want to do. This is what's best for you. This is what's best for me. And you just never really know when that hope will come up for you. You always find, like, hey, this is what I want to do. This is what I am going to do. And this is how I'm going to do it. So that one day you can make it out and you can find out what you're truly looking for. What was best for you? What is this for you? What's that for you? How you like to compete at this stage instead of that. How you like to wake up in the morning, and how you like to start that morning routine. How you like to end your day. How do you like your lunch? Whatever that is for you, you'll find hope in it. That's just how you do it. You become a winner within yourself. Look for that inner peace with yourself. Don't let someone hold you back from finding hope. And don't ever put it on someone else to hold you back from finding hope. Put it on yourself. It's tough. I say this stuff, and I still look within and say, I need a little bit of hope in my life. You know? I don't just go to other people for it, though. I always put it on myself every single time, because I know what's right for me and I know what's wrong for me. I know what's best for me sometimes. And, you know, it's tough to decide, like, is this the right time to do this? Am I going to find hope? Am I going to find inner peace in my life with this? Because that's what you need. And that all, for me, makes me think about reaching new goals. And I'm trying to find inner peace with myself. The way I'm doing it, excuse me. It's by, I might go on a hike soon. I want to go on a hike. There's a lot of great places to hike. Not saying Everest. And it might not even be a might. I'm going to go on a hike soon. I've just got to find the right crew that wants to go with me, see if they want to do it. Might be some of my guys from back in the day. Might be some guys that I've met in the future. I just want to go on a hike soon and see what that's like. I can say that I've never been on a hike. That's why I made the brand Element Hills how it was, because I've never been on a hike, so I couldn't come up with like a mountain theme or like a hike theme. But I've been on hills before. Everyone's been on hills. So, like, it's just tough to find out what it's like. And I want to go on a hike and see if I can accomplish that. Like, it's a tough journey to do. But, you know, I saw it on the Milk Boys podcast before, the Full Send podcast. And that's what I said, wow, they're going to go on a hike. Kind of inspired me, because I just didn't believe that it was like achievable for people to do that. I've always seen the videos, I've seen people talk about it, and it's just like, how can you get yourself within that atmosphere, that elevation? How's your body gonna take it, adjusting to new heights, new feelings while you're up there? Because trust me, a hike is not that simple. It's just not. And I know that if you go on a hike, you'll learn a lot about yourself. It's like almost like a wrestling match. I used to do wrestling back in the day. I'm thinking about MMA too, like just getting in there, but my finger is broke, so I don't want to swing at nothing. I really just don't, because I know what that would do to my body. My doctor told me my finger is at 60% after I broke it wrestling. So, and I know I spoke about how you can find your way through stuff and bounce back from injury, but 60% sometimes, that's really close to 50-50. I could lose it. And that's the best thing that someone's ever told me when they said that it's at 60%, because I really had to really adjust my mind frame and my state of mind to find out what I could do to gravitate towards the next level. As I showed you guys the other day, my finger is broken. That's why I became a sports writer. I'm still going after that path. I just won't give up on it. I love writing. That's why I do this whole thing, because I just love the craft that I've put myself into. I help people write. I write myself. And it's just something that I love to do. And with that, finding a source of income from podcasting. You know, when I first originally started this, I thought this should be easy. Like, this should be something that I could easily do, make money from. I've gotten a lot of opportunities to bring people on and show them what it's about. And it's just like, I want to expand the crew. I just don't. I like doing solo shows. They make me feel better. It lets me talk to my audience one-on-one. It lets you guys watch it in groups. It really lets me express myself to who I need to express it to. But I want someone really checking for me to say this is what you have to do. But of course, eventually, I may do it on another show if I ever go off and try to join someone's podcast and just get on there. It's just like, that's something that I'm totally interested in, and that's how I feel like I can make income from this. For those that are watching, I do make income from this, but not a lot, and that's all I have to say about that. I don't want someone trying to say, oh, check his bank account, let's see if he's making money from it. I mean, most creators don't. They have to go through so many stages and steps to get to where they can make money from what they love to do. It's a really hard thing to put into idea, to go from an idea to this, then back up to making money. It just doesn't work like that sometimes. It's funny though that it could work like that for some people, and it does work like that for some people, but for me it doesn't. So I get a lot of pressure from people in my ear saying that this is how you have to do it, you have to make money from it, you have to do this, you have to do that. And it's just like, eventually I will, if I just keep putting in the perfect amount of time. And I am going to make money from it. I can do it in multiple facets, in multiple ways, and still figure out which way is the best way for me. And I'm not going to say like, hey, if I blow up overnight, there goes a check. It might happen, it might not. You never know. Like I said, you cannot predict the future. You can guide yourself through the future. You can align your future up so that you know what your future looks like, especially if you have a hell of an amount of free time. That is one way to do it. Build your income up. You make that income, then you can plan out the rest of your months. Most people, aren't able to do it like that. Some people are though, and I really bring great, what's the word I'm looking for? Recognition to those people. I love people that will go out of their way to make the right free time for themselves, to make sure that they are able to do what they want to do so that they are able to do it. I have friends that are just so far ahead that they can do that with their lives. They can plan out every day for the next 6 months and say, this is what I'm going to do. I don't have to take a break for no one. And, that's what they do. For me, I take breaks for myself. I take breaks for personal matters, family matters, but not really family matters. I take breaks for society, like just to go out and just see what life's about sometimes. I take breaks to go work on other side projects. I take breaks all the time just so I can see how my life is aligned right now, so I can know what exactly is best for me. And that's why I really just sit back and think sometimes like, hey, don't put the pressure on me, put the pressure on yourself to become higher at reaching those new goals, because putting pressure on me is not going to help you. It might, because iron sharpens iron, steel sharpens steel. You got to just figure that part out. And that's why I'm trying to reach new goals with certain things, bring in more income than what I'm making on the podcast. Not saying that I'm making no money from the podcast, but I am saying I'm trying to bring in more opportunities to make money from the podcast. And a way to do that for me is if you guys help me out and you guys look at the links below and go try some of the supplements out. I will have some supplements down there from some brand sponsors that I have accomplished and picked up. So if you guys check those out, especially Magic Mind is a great supplement. It's very clean. I've seen a lot of creators using it, and it's something that is really good for you. And yeah, as I start to wrap things up here and bring it to an end, I felt like this one was a shorter episode. I might be wrong, I might not be. It's just like, this one was exciting. My old college followed me on social media. It was quite surprising. It was quite surprising. It was something about a church, you know, and it really made me feel good that people that worship something follow me. I never really thought that I'd be that guy for some people, and I just never really looked at it that way, and it just made me feel like, like if they actually care about what I'm doing, then I should really care more about what I'm doing. And recently it just felt good to get that out, you know, and it made me really think about what's the next step, what can I do, how can I get out of this hole that I'm in, that I've dug for myself. I realize there is no hole that I'm in. I just keep putting myself in better situations and I keep prospering. And it feels like I'm in this deep, deep hole, but I'm just not. It makes me feel like, what can I do to satisfy myself? What can I do to accomplish these new goals? And you just start to think sometimes like, if this is how I'm going to move, then this is how I'm going to move. But I'm not saying you should move better or make moves off a certain thing. And the word move isn't even a good word to say. If this is how I'm going to satisfy my life, then that's how I should satisfy my life. You know? By helping others. See what I do so that they can also be satisfied with life. Because satisfactory is what you want in your life. And with that, I'm going to make this show come to an end. I just wanted to let you guys all know that I do love you all. I want to thank you for listening. If it was a short show, I'm sorry. It felt like it was a good run. And we're going to keep producing more and more. Aren't we? Exactly. That's why I just wanted to say thank you and let this show go on and on. Okay, John? And that's all I wanted to say. We are all in this together. I enjoy seeing the fans DM me. I enjoy seeing people start making motivational quotes out of their TikToks and their YouTube videos. It really makes me feel like I'm pushing myself into a better light for people. And yeah, that's why I just want to wrap it up with that. So thank you for watching and enjoy yourself.